Hi, welcome to Cooking with Your Senses. I'm Linda Setchell.
And I'm Krista Luce, registered dietitian.
And we're here today to talk to you about the 5 senses.
So the 5 senses we have are seeing, touch, hearing, taste, and smell, which we'll go into a little bit more after Linda.
So we're going to talk about the senses all in one. For example, with popcorn. Popcorn gives it all to you. You put the popcorn into the pan and you pop, pop, pop as it drops into the pan, and it starts to sizzle, and then it starts popping and cooking, and then it explodes, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And you got the odors of the popcorn coming out, and then the flavor of the popcorn. It's like walking into the movie theater and you smell it, and all you want to do is buy popcorn after you get your ticket and go sit down and enjoy your popcorn and watch the movie. There's nothing better than having a nice bowl of popcorn and getting all 5 senses in one bowl.
Starting with our first sense, so talking about sight. So we made 2 beautiful fruit and veggie bowls. In season right now, we have cranberries and apples, and then over here we have our awesome vegetable bowl. So one thing to think about on the nutrition side of things is making sure that we include a variety of fruits and vegetables and colors. So if you were to look at your plate and all you saw were brown foods on there, you would want to try and include some different colors, maybe add in some broccoli or red bell pepper, because all foods are rich in their own vitamins and minerals. So include a variety of all of them.
So the prettier it looks, the better it tastes.
Yes, I agree. And then talking about touch. So touching our foods, getting a feel for the texture of food. So all foods have different textures. Meat is firm. We have fresh fruits and vegetables that are really crunchy. We have carrots that are crunchy, chips that are crunchy. Different fruits like bananas are pretty soft. Beef jerky is really chewy. So I try and include a variety in my meals, just because when you include different textures in your dish, food can be more appealing.
And then we look at the smell. And the different foods, anytime you cut them open, everything has a different smell. And if you cut open an onion, I'm sure we've all done that, as soon as you open it up, man, the odor that comes out of it, if it's a strong one, we have red onions here, and they're so strong, they just make your eyes water. But you can definitely tell that the onion is there, but it enhances the flavor of whatever you're cooking it with. Any of the fresh vegetables that you cook, be it asparagus or broccoli or cauliflower, they all have their own special odor to it. And when you cook it, that odor that comes off of it is just, it's very, it's appealing. It entices you to want to eat it. And then as we move on and we look at the different fruits, and when we get into it and we cut this, you cut open an orange, and you have that, that beautiful citrus smell. And then you have all those nice juices that come out of it. And so when you're doing this, you're getting to smell the fresh juice. My favorite season is coming now, where we're getting into the navel orange season. And the same thing, pineapples are pretty much in season all the time. When you cut open a pineapple, you have that same fresh scent when you cut that pineapple open. It just really enhances what you're putting it in. Whether you're going to grill it and put it with some salmon, or whether you're going to put it into a fruit salad, it just really enhances the flavor, because you're getting that smell of it before you bite into it. And then when we talk about hearing, when we talk about foods, we cook foods in different ways. We might do something in a fry pan on the stove. You can turn the fry pan on if you want on low heat. And when we turn on when we fry on the stove, you can hear the sizzling of it. If you ever grill, take a steak on the grill or a hamburger on the grill, when the fat drips off of it and hits the flame, you can hear the sizzle. There's nothing more inviting than that. Sauteing some onions and some asparagus and some mushrooms on the grill when you're cooking your steak in the summer makes a big difference, and it really enhances what you're going to eat, because it makes your mouth water. And the taste, you're so excited about the taste of what you're going to be cooking, that hearing it makes you want to enjoy it that much more.
So then our final sense is taste. So like Linda had just said, taste is really important because it makes us want to eat food, right? If it tastes good, we're going to eat more of it. So preparing fruits and veggies a particular way that we really like the flavor of it will help us eat more of it. So some of the foods, fresh fruit salad, warm apple pie, Thanksgiving dressing, all are really awesome flavors.
Pumpkin pie right out of the oven.
Pumpkin pumpkin pie straight out of the oven. So all those foods are great in moderation, right? We can enjoy all of those. And then also thinking about food, we might not know that we like a food until we try it 12 or 15 times. So giving food a second chance. If we had Brussels sprouts and we hated them the first time, give it another shot, because you don't know if you like it until about 12 times.
And even 40 years later, try a Brussels sprout and you might like it, you know?
Yes, and try it in different cooking methods. So like I like Brussels sprouts roasted, but I don't like them any other way. So really finding a preparation method that works for you.
All right, and then today we're going to demonstrate preparing some savory stuffing and then a pan-fried turkey breast. So I'm going to open up our turkey breast. I wanted to show you, this is one that we got. I happened to get this at Aldi's. Any of your local grocery stores probably have it. It's just boneless in here, and I always cut it out. It's in a net on the inside, and I'll cut it and take it out of the net, and then we pull it apart. I take the skin off of it because I think that it's so much better for us without the skin. The skin adds the extra fat that I don't think there's very many of us that need. And if you want the gravy, the roast does come with the packet of turkey gravy. You just have to follow the directions and heat it up, and it thickens on its own. So like I said, you cut the net off, and then you want to take and pull the skin. It comes off quite easy. Don't be afraid to get in there and play with it, because it might not be a feel. That's another sense, touch. It might not be a feel that everybody likes. And then when you get ready to work with it and cut it up, whatever your method is going to be, you want to use a knife that you're comfortable with. For example, in cutting something this small, you don't want to get out the big butcher knife. It's just too big for this size of a product. Along with this particular serrated knife would be too big also for this. You might want to get one that you can handle a little better in your hand and slice with it. My preference is to use my little 6-inch chef's knife, just because it cuts and makes really nice strips. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take our turkey breast and we're going to saute it with some fresh pineapple and some cranberries and some herbs. So we'll get this cut up, and then Krista has our oil in the pan over there.
So then in the pan we put 1 teaspoon of oil, and then we'll put in our cut chicken, and you can hear it sizzle when we drop it in the pan. So we want to make sure that the oil is hot before we put it in, because that's how we'll get that nice golden brown crust on the outside. And then once we put it all in, we'll add some of our seasoning. So we are going to add about a teaspoon total of thyme, and I'll just sprinkle that over the top. And then we'll also add about a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. You can use fresh garlic cloves if you have that. And then we'll do the same with salt. So just a nice sprinkle. And pepper. You could also add some other fresh herbs that are good on this, is sage or rosemary. And then you'll let it cook on one side until it's golden, and that's about, what, 5 minutes?
5 minutes, and
It'll
then
probably take about 5 minutes on one side before you flip it.
Yeah, I thought it was.
This is for the stuffing, so we want to saute the fresh vegetables before adding it to the stuffing. So I probably did a 1/4 teaspoon of oil, nothing too crazy. Then we're going to add about a 1/4 cup of onion, a 1/4 cup of mushrooms, a 1/4 cup of these very bright bell peppers, 1/4 cup of celery, about a 1/4 cup of water chestnuts. So we really tried to add in some really crunchy vegetables because we chose a box stuffing to make. So in choosing fresh, crispy vegetables, it'll add a nice texture to the box stuffing. The stuffing we're using is a stovetop stuffing mix, which can be pretty cost effective for the holidays. So we wanted to choose something that everybody had access to. But a good way to kind of doctor it up is adding those fresh vegetables in there to give a good crunch. Our fresh vegetables will cook for just a couple minutes, so we just want to saute them to bring out some of that flavor. And then we will cook the stuffing based on the directions on the back of the box. On the back of the box, we'll add 1½ cups of warm water,
1/4 cup.
1/4 cup of butter. We'll give that a little mix. And then we will add the package of stuffing. And then you can see how adding those fresh vegetables added a lot of color to that, because otherwise this would have just been brown. So now we'll turn the heat off and put the lid on after we mixed it, and it'll sit off the heat for about 5 to 10 minutes or until the turkey's finished. To finish off the turkey, we will add our seasonal cranberries, about a tablespoon, 1 to 2 tablespoons. And then we'll add some fresh pineapple. And that was probably about a 1/4 cup of pineapple. And pineapple's great because it's actually a natural tenderizer of meat, so you can use it on some of your tougher cuts of meat.
So now we're done with our cooking of the turkey in the fry pan and the stuffing. And then another idea that you can use with the same turkey breast is to take the stuffing and put it into your roasting pan. You can use a fancier roasting pan than what I'm using if you choose to. But if this is the only one that you have available, it will work too. So you can put all of the dressing in here. Then you're going to get your turkey breast. And for the sake of getting it done, I'm going to split it in half, put it here on top of my dressing, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and in the oven it goes. So just to make sure that you get your turkey done, turkey should be cooked to 165 degrees. And can get any kind of thermometer that you'd like to use. We use a bimetallic metal stem that has a digital readout, and you put it in the product, and then the indicator should read 165 degrees to know that it's done. Same thing with your stuffing. Make sure you put your probe into it and then monitor the temperature of the probe or the dressing. It should be 135 degrees or higher because it's not a potentially hazardous item such as the turkey. So this is our finished turkey product. You can see it with the savory pineapple. Look how good that looks with the nice glaze on it. And then we put it on a plate, and there we have it with our dressing. So all in one, a nice different style of Thanksgiving dinner or an easy dinner to do during the week or on the weekend with your family. Again, the same thing with the temperature of the roast. The roast should come out of the oven at 165 degrees. Then you can slice it up, serve it with your dressing. So we want to thank you for coming and joining us, talking about the 5 senses in food, and we wish you a happy Thanksgiving.